Gandang araw mga kabugtaw. Ang pag-usapan natin ngayon ay Israel. You know, sabi ko na ito noon, tapos ulitin ko lang. There is a Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times. Uh, and we're living in interesting times. Will our generation witness World War III? Itong World War III, hindi tulad nung dati, mas deadly ito. Kasi because of the presence of nuclear weapon, kung matuloy man yan, gusto ko, malapit ako sa kung saan sasabog yung nuclear weapon. Kasi you will not feel any pain because you will be vaporized in seconds, no? Ang mahirap kung malayo ka at tatamaan ka ng fallout, yun, magkaka-cancer ka. It will be a very long and painful death. No, pag malapit ka at sumabog, yun, okay lang yun. Anyway, we will be all recycled. Ano ba itong Israel na ito? Of course, it was named after Jacob. Jacob, anak ni Isaac, no? Na si Isaac, anak ni Abraham. Si Isaac, may dalawang anak, si Esau at si Jacob. Bakit siya tinawag na Israel? Kasi isang beses, bibisita siya sana sa brother niya na si Iso, may nakasalubong siyang anghel, no? Uh, and he wrestled with an angel, and after that nanalo siya, and the angel said that from the now on you will be called Israel, meaning he who wrestled with an angel. Sa ibang version ng Bible, ang nakalagay ay he wrestled with God, no? O sa mga more adequate translation, he wrestled with an angel. Kaya ever since that day, he was called Israel. And alam niyo naman kwento ni Jacob, may ano siya, may 12 anak, the 12 tribes of Israel. Ang pinakamatanda ay si Judah, and of course the youngest was Joseph. Pero alam niyo naman nangyari na nainggit sa kanya mga kapatid niya, kaya binenta siya as slave in Egypt. Later on, nagkaroon pa ng mas batang anak si Jacob, si Benjamin. No? Anyway, itong buhay ni Jacob ever since really was full of deception. Kasi ang eldest ni Isaac was Esau. No? Pero bakit si Jacob ang naging heir? Kasi they deceived Isaac, yung mother nila, si Rebecca. They deceived Isaac to be the blessing to Jacob. Kasi si Rebecca inis kay Iso, kasi si Iso, yung mga asawa niya, Hittites, magkalaban mga yan. No? Si Judith, saka si Basimath, yung mga asawa. Maraming asawa si Iso, siyempre. No? Pero sa mga Hittites, si Judith, saka si Basimath. Kaya galit siya kay Iso. So gusto niya, ang maging heir, ang i-bless ni Isaac, si Jacob. And I'm sure familiar kayo sa kwento na ginawa ni Rebecca ay pinasuot si Jacob ng tawag dito ng woolen cloth, kasi si Iso mabalahibo, balbon, and at the time matanda na si Isaac, medyo bulag na, kaya hindi nakita, no? So the blessing was given to Jacob instead of Isaac, no? And you know that story when Esau came from hunting, was very hungry, then may niluluto si Jacob, then gusto yung makatikim. Sabi ni Jacob, so, sell me your birthright. No? Kaya hanggang ngayong araw, no, full of deception pa rin ang Israel. Alam nyo, nung nag-aaral ako sa Europe, marami ako nakasalamuhang mga Jew. Napaka-arrogante nila. Kahit sa Amerika, nakasalamuha akong Jew. Napaka-arrogante ng mga taong to. Hindi lang mayabang, arrogante pa. No? Kasi they believe they're the chosen people of God. No? Kahit si Benjamin Netanyahu, ang pangalan niya Netanyahu, meaning God-given. Sino kayang God yun? Kung gusto niyo, if you have to, minsan iniisip ko ba, why are the Israel so cruel? No? Um, because their God is also cruel, Yahweh. But Yahweh is not God. No? If you, it's another story, pero kung gusto nyong malaman kung sino talaga si Yahweh, ipanoorin niyo yung mga video ni Paul Wallis sa YouTube. Paul, no? Wallis, Wallis, is a Bible scholar, and pinakita ito kung sino talaga itong Yahweh na ito. It's not God at all. No? Anyway, um, kaya napakayabang nila because of that belief that they're the chosen people of God. Kahit ngayon, no, nakita ko sa Facebook, yung mga kaibigan kong fundamentalist Christian, nagpo-post, I stand by Israel. How can you stand with that criminal state, with that criminal nation, with that criminal Prime Minister, si Benjamin Netanyahu, God-given. By the way, si Netanyahu pala, I discovered, was an American. Of course, he was born in Tel Aviv, but later on migrated to the US. He grew up in Pennsylvania and he finished high school sa Cheltenham High School. Then bumalik siya ng Israel 1967 to join the Israeli Defense Force. After his honorable discharge, bumalik siya sa Israel, bumalik siya sa US to study at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology College of Management. At nagtrabaho din siya doon. Talagang American citizen siya, naging American citizen siya. He just gave up his American citizenship when he became Prime Minister of Israel. No? Alam natin, after the kingdom of Solomon, of David and Solomon, nung time ni Solomon, nung namatay siya, the kingdom was divided into north and south. Karamihan sa north nag-migrate sa Europe, kaya maraming Jews sa Europe, and wherever they go they face persecution. Hindi ko na malala, pero there was a place, na in fact it was the Muslim who welcomed and even protected the Jews during the age of persecution, and the height of that persecution was during Hitler's time, during the Second World War, where an estimated 6 million Jews were slaughtered. Ano kaya Hitler received a popular support sa Germany in the systematic slaughter of Jews? Kasi there is a collective hatred of the German against the Jews. Because the time the Jews controlled the economy, they controlled the businesses, and they have a very, very oppressive business practices. Maliban sa kuripot, they're very cruel. Siguro si Ebenezer Scrooge sa Charles Dickens na Christmas Carol was a Jew, no? Ganong typical na business practice. Kaya it was popularly supported by the German people. And besides, si Hitler, well, this is another story. Hindi lang yung geopolitical persecution, pero may supernatural dimension yun. Si Hitler, his God was Inki. Mga Jew, their God was Enlil, because Ibrum or Ibrahim was a general of Enlil. Enlil used him to nuke Sodom and Gomorrah. Anyway, that's another story. If you want elaboration, more details on that story, bakit in-exterminate ni Hitler mga Jew, it's not because of super race or for whatever reason. Basahin nyo na lang yung libro ni Zecharia Sitchin, The Wars of Gods and Men. Kasi yung mga away ng mga Sumerian gods, up to this day actually, the human mortals also are affected and involved. No? And that's another story. Basahin nyo na lang yung kay Zecharia Sitchin, The Wars of Gods and Men. Okay, to continue, so nagiging diaspora sila, no? And that land, no, is present was a really Philistine land, no? Uh, it's a the land of the Philistine. Anyway, now after World War II, no, after that persecution, the United Nations in 1948, kasi although during the war, or even before the Second World War, even before the persecution of Hitler, marami ng Jew na umuwi sa o pumunta ng Philistine, no? Then well, they were accommodated, kaya lang parami na sila ng parami, and of course the Arabs were treated itong away ng Arab sa mga Jews, ano pa to away pa ni ano to ni Ishmael and Isaac, no? Because the Ishmael was the son of Abraham with Hagar. Sa Bible nakalagay maid servant. Oh, come on. Actually, hindi maid servant yun. She was an Egyptian princess. No? If you remember that story na bisita ng Pero sina Abraham, nataypan niya si Sarah. Tinanong niya si Abraham, who is that? That's my sister. And Abraham was not lying kasi half-sister niya si Sarah. But every time the Pharaoh attempted to have sex with Sarah, nagko-convulsion siya, nagkakasakit siya. Until one day, he found out his wife pala ni Abraham yun. Why did you lie to me? Sabi kay Abraham, no, I did not lie. Anyway, sabi ng Pharaoh, I have angered your God, so go. Take my daughter with you, pero hindi nakalagay yun kasi siyempre ang author ng Bible, ng book na yan, was a Jew. So pinalabas nila na si Hagar was a maid servant, Egyptian slave. No, she was an Egyptian princess. And besides, maraming school of theology nagtuturo na sila Abraham are poor, powerless, wandering in the desert. That's not true. No? The father of Abraham was a Sumerian priest, si Terah. No? Abraham was a royalty. Hindi naman siya tatanggapin ng Pero as guest kung hoy-puloy siya, kung masa siya. Kaya nga tinanggap siya ng Pharaoh as guest because he was a royalty. No? So ang anak si Ishmael, then kay Hagar, si Isaac, sa kay Sarah, si Isaac. Maraming nagtatanong kung si Ishmael palang firstborn, bakit hindi siya naging heir? Bakit si Isaac? Simple lang ang sagot. Well, tinanong ko mga estudyante ko yan. Sabi nila because Hagar and Abraham were not married. Of course, that's not the answer. The answer is the law of the seed. Ano ba yung law of the seed? Isaac became the heir because his parents, Abraham and Isaac, were half-sister and half-brother. In ancient civilization, in Egypt, you cannot be a pharaoh unless your parents are half-sister or half-brother. Same in China, same in Japan. You cannot be an emperor unless your parents are half-sister, half-brother. Kasi it's the purity of genes, no? So yun, ang away ni Ishmael tsaka ni Isaac. Anyway, nagselos si Sarah, pinalaya sila. But God said the earth will take care of you. Kaya nga daw, sabi nila, hanggang ngayon, because Ishmael became the father of the Arab nation, and Isaac became the father of the Jewish nation. Jewish, no? Jew, because of Judah, the eldest son of Jacob. The earth will take care of you. Kaya nga sabi nila, hanggang ngayon, where there are Muslims, there are plenty of gold and oil. The earth is still taking care of them. No? So anyway, Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom nahati. So after World War II in 1948, the United Nations decided to carve a place there in Palestine for the Jews. Actually, ang may pakana noon si Rothschild, mga Rothschild, the most evil people in the world. They control banks, they control economy, they finance war. Inamin naman ng mga Rothschild na sila. At nanaliksik ako. No? At ayon sa aking pananaliksik, ito pala ang tunay na dahilan bakit binalik ang mga Hudyo sa Israel to eventually, mahabang kwento kasi maraming resistance, maraming gera, pero ito pala, no? Sa resulta ng pananaliksik ko, no? Sabi dito, what we're told, a safe haven after World War II, a land promised for peace. Kasi until now, they claim that eh. Kaya nga yung mga fundamentalist Christian, I stand by Israel. Kasi they believe in the prophecy of in the book of Daniel and Ezekiel, no, that will be the land where God will live, no, in an angelic blah blah blah, no. Hey, hoy, come on, Christian kayo, no, the Jew reject Jesus Christ. Para kasi sa mga Jew, Jesus Christ was the illegitimate son of Mary. Mary was raped by a Roman centurion, and the son was Jesus. Unlike them in Islam, in fact, it's in the Quran that Jesus is the Messiah, the anointed one of God, no? But not God. In fact, sa Al-Fatiha ng Quran, no? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Alhamdulillah. Anyway, guide us to the straight path. Unlike those who have earned your anger and those who have gone astray. According to the Al-Fatiha, the Jews have earned the anger of God, and the Christians have gone astray because they have become Trinitarian, because there's only one God. No? And Muslims believe that in the book of Revelation, the angel said to John that a book with 7 seals will be sent to you. And that is the Quran, because the Quran, the first surah, the first chapter, is the Al-Fatiha, composed of 7 verses. So, believing in the prophecy in the book of Daniel and in the book of Ezekiel is an inadequate reading of the Bible. Tulad halimbawa ng the book of Revelation, many are applying it to modern times. That's not accurate. Kasi the book of Revelation was written in another time for another purpose. Now they're applying it to modern times. Anyway, that's another story. No? A lot of promise for peace. Wala naman. But behind closed door, no, there's a massive military leverage, financial gateway, resource control. Israel is more than a country. It's a global power tool. No? You were told it was a homeland, a response to history, a place for peace. Kasi persecuted na sila, so they need a homeland. No? Yeah. Yeah. But behind the headlines and history books lies one of the most strategic creations in modern geopolitical warfare. Let's decode the real reason. And the location, Bethlehem in Philistine, wasn't accidental. No? Placed in the Middle East, Israel borders oil-rich nation, trade routes, conflict zones. No? This was just a spiritual land. It was a strategic real estate. Control this zone and you control the global flow. Okay? Sabi noon ni Alexander Haig, dating Secretary of State, noong panahon ni President Reagan, Israel is their unsinkable aircraft carrier in the Middle East. In other words, Israel was a military base, maybe the biggest military base in the world. Bakit? Military industrial engine. Despite its size, Israel ranks top 10 in global arms export. Most of the arms were supplied by the Jewish diaspora all over the world. Mayayaman mga Jews kasi control ka nila yung economy. No? Kasi kuripot na sila kasi they're very ruthless in their business practices. Kaya nga yung American Senate and the Congress, even Trump is beholden to the so-called Israel lobby. May inanaw ko ng asawa kong ma-impeach si Trump. Sabi ko, imposible. Kasi yung US Congress and Senate are controlled by Israel lobby. Sila yung nagpa-fund ng mga kampanya nila kahit si Trump. No? Israel lobby put him there. No? As one of the most advanced cyber warfare units, receive billions annually in military aid, no? From the Jews there all over the country, especially during alam mo yung Six-Day War, no? France sent military aid and billions to Israel kasi the Rothschilds live in France, no? Mga Rothschilds yun. No? War is profitable. Israel military is leverage personified. Okay? Israel leads in tech and surveillance empire. Pegasus spyware, facial recognition export, cyber defense tools, big tech, national security, elite surveillance network. Pero sino ba yung professor nila nasabi these people that provide Israel with this technology are leaving Israel now. Pero yung iba hindi makalabas because they close the borders. Many countries buy Israeli tech to watch their own citizens. Privacy dies, profit rise. Okay? Okay. Now, the real Israel also is the financial leverage in aid laundering. US sends 3.8 billion in annual aid, but most of it comes back via arms deal, flows through defense companies, funds influence campaign. It's not aid. It's a loop investment system disguised as support. No? And who profits from this? US defense contractors, private intelligence firm, arms dealer, kahit yung mga drug cartel sa South America. Kahit yung mga gera sa South Africa, they get their arms from Israel. Ano ba yung movie ni Nicolas Cage? Warlord ata yun. Warlord, ano siya? Tagabenta ng armas sa mga rebellion movements, sa mga drug cartel all over the world. And it was sanctioned by the Central Intelligence Agency. Warlord kay Nicolas Cage. Bank and tech giants tied to Israeli startup, Carlyle Group, Citibank. The Rothschilds initiated central banks. Central banks are not government bank. No? They're private banks. Kahit yung American Central Bank, research nyo. Kaya galit sila kay Putin, galit sila sa North Korea kasi walang Rothschild central banks doon. So they satanize Putin. Israel serves as a geopolitical investment. Wars, sanctions, treaties, it all moves the market. The real power, narrative control, any criticism labeled as anti-Semitism. In fact, si Netanyahu, nung nag-issue ang International Criminal Court ng warrant of arrest, sabi niya, that's anti-Semitism. No? Alam nyo, technically, Netanyahu is not a Semite. No? Kasi pag sinabi niyong Semite came from Shem, yung isa sa mga anak ni Noah, si Shem, Japhet, at Ham. No? Si Shem, ang apo ni Shem, si Heber, where the Hebrew nation came from. Abraham was Hebrew, no? So, pag sinabi mo, Semites, Cain, Heber, Abraham, and Abraham, anak niya si Ishmael at saka si Isaac. Therefore, the Arabs are also Semites. So, kailang ginamit nilang yung anti-Semitism yung Semites, referring only to Jews. No. The Arab nations are also Semites. But itong si Netanyahu is not technically is not a Semite. Bakit? Ano yan eh? Ashkenaz Jew yan. Ano ba yung Ashkenaz? Ano yan? Mga kapatid ng mga Sephardic Jew. Si Ashkenaz Jew came from Ashkenazi Jew came from Ashkenaz. Si Ashkenaz was the first son of of uh, ano, Ashkenaz was the first son of Gomer, son of Japhet. Japhet was the son of Noah. No? So yung mga Ashkenaz, dito yun sa linya ni Japhet. Yung mga Semites, dito yun sa linya ni Shem. No? Kaya Shemitic Sem. No? Apo ni Shem si Heber, from which came the Hebrew nation. But ito si Netanyahu, technically hindi Semite yan. Ashkenazi yan. No? From the line of Japhet. No? At tarantado. Tapos sabi Jesus. Ini-debate shutdown, no? Sa Amerika, totoo yun. Sila ba yung Colonel bago lang sa Pentagon was relieved because he said that Israel is a death cult. This shield financial operations, strategic moves, lobby power. When you can question it, you can't decode it. Pero actually, it's another story. Maybe next bugtaw natin na pag-usapan natin yung real reason beyond this Israel-Iran war. Kasi if Iran develops nuclear weapon, it's difficult to threaten them, to sanction them, and they will trade oil in other currency, no longer US dollar. In other words, bottom line, control money, follow the money. No? Itong Israel. Yan ang pag-usapan natin next time. Ano pang tunay na dahilan dyan sa Israeli and Iran war. Constant conflict, constant funding. The more unstable the region, the more aid, investment, and military backing flows. Pero ngayon, Canada, France, nag-declare na they will not support. Israel existence justifies troop presence, border control tech, energy contract. The conflict is the commodity. Global chessboard Israel as a proxy. It acts as a launchpad for Western interest in that region. Bottom line dyan, oil. Gusto i-control ng West. A watchdog near oil impulse. A test lab for military and surveillance tools. It's not about religion, it's about rich. No? About, no? Pinagmayabang nila yung yung Iron Dome nila, but the recent attacks, we saw that it did not work as advertised yung Iron Dome nila. Finally, Israel is not just a nation. It's a multi-trillion-dollar strategy created not just to protect, but to influence the Middle East, fuel the war economy, control narrative and network. Ask not why it was created. Ask who keeps on cashing in. Sinong yung mayaman dito? May mga statistic akong nakikita, bilyon na yung nagastos sa mga giyera na nangyari nga sa Israel at saka sa Iraq. Bakit ba ganito ang mundo? May nakita ko dati United Nations, alam mo yun? Kung saan pumupunta ang pera ng mundo, number one is always arms spending. No? It's the culture of death. Bakit ganito? Well, if you want to find out more, hanapin niyo yung ako sa YouTube, Mind Games, ang pamagat ay Brotherhood of the Beast. Kasi sa mga nangyayari ngayon, this is not just geopolitical or financial occurrences. There is a spiritual dimension to all of this. Sabi nga ni St. Paul sa Ephesians 6:12, our enemies are not of the flesh, but principalities of the air. So the Chinese course, may you live in interesting times. And we live in interesting times. Is this it? Kung ito man yun, so be it.